If you're still asking yourself whether paid or organic is better in 2025, I'm just going to tell you now, you're already behind. Because the truth is, the brands who know how to use them hand in hand are the brands that will win and the brands that will surpass you by many, many, many miles ahead. So that is what we're going to get into in this video. We're going to break it all down. We're going to see what exactly, the benefits of both, the cons of both, and why you should be using them hand in hand. So get comfortable, grab a drink, grab whatever. I'm not going to be getting into that. Okay, so quick definitions for the people that do not know. What is organic? What is paid? What are the difference? Why should I have it? Okay, if you don't know the basics, organic marketing is basically the marketing and the post that you are not paying for. So this is the content that you're posting on TikTok, the content that you're posting on Instagram. It will be SEO, so like I said, social media, and I suppose word of mouth as well. Now, paid on the other hand, it's in the name. You're paying for it. You're paying for people to see it. You're paying for it to get out in front of people's eyes, basically. So this might be Facebook ads, Meta and Instagram, Google ads, Snapchat, Pinterest, sponsorships, influencer deals, UGC deals that you're doing. That's the little distinguisher. Hopefully that makes more sense. But in essence, you have to think of it, organic is like slow but long lasting, and paid is more fast but expensive, but both work very, very well. So hopefully that clears it up. Now, before we get into the strengths and weaknesses, I'm gonna go over the 2025 landscape, because of course you can make this video, but it's gonna be different to how things were last year, 2023, 2022. So this is how things are different slightly this year, and this is the key information you need to know. Now, what I have found having done, because I focus on paid, I run paid ads for my clients, and I also have a lot of friends and people that I work with that do organic content. I don't specialize in that, but obviously with what I do, I see what works well and I can analyze and whatever. But I have definitely seen algorithms nowadays on all platforms are harder than ever, and that organic reach is a lot more unpredictable, I've kind of seen, and paid ads are a lot more competitive. And I've also found that the costs are rising to run those ads. Maybe it's because, like I said, a lot more competition is out there, a lot more people are on these platforms and know that they want to run ads, basically. Also, consumer behavior is a lot different. So trust is built through organic, and this is what we're going to talk about shortly. So it might be community, reviews, UGC. That's what's built a lot more slowly. But buying decisions are sped up with paid ads. In essence, with that quick little summary, not really 2025 overview, but what I kind of take from that is that in 2025, it's not about necessarily choosing one, I'm going to do this one or I'm going to do that one. It's more about understanding and knowing how to use both to fuel your growth and fuel more sales and eyeballs coming to your business, essentially. So let's get into the pros and the cons of both. So we will start off. Let's start off with organic. So we're not going to go into make it too granular, but in essence, the benefit of organic is that it builds trust, it builds long-term growth. It's obviously lower cost because a lot of it, I'm not going to say it's completely free, because you might be spending money on, whether it is when you're planning your content and you're getting a strategy, so you're getting people to film it, you've got a content creator, whatever, but lower costs over time. And I also think it has slightly more credibility, actually. But weaknesses is that it's a lot slower, it's a lot more inconsistent, it can plateau, and it can be algorithm dependent too. So for example, you could have a beauty brand positioning tutorials, which is great for loyalty, but it will take months to actually drive revenue, as opposed to ads. You can get it out within a few hours. You've got purchases coming in, and you can also measure that. Anyway, now let's go on to ads. So strengths of ads are that it is, you can scale fast, very, very fast. It's measurable. It's highly targetable. So you can target exactly who you want it to go out to, making sure it's going out to the right people. And it's also good for testing different things. You can see, for example, you might test 3 different creatives and see that these people resonate most with it. This got the most purchases with it. People watched to 50% with this video, but they only watched to, a couple seconds with this other video. So that's a few strengths. And then weaknesses is that it's expensive. It often, requires a creative skill depending on how granular you want to be and how well you want to do it. I'm not going to say you completely have to, you know, invest in someone to do it for you, but if you do. Also, it doesn't build community, and people are less trusting towards ads, or when they see this little sponsored bit in the title, wherever it shows it. An example of this, and a lot of my clients are hair and beauty clients, we might launch a new wig line, for example, and the ads create instant awareness plus sales, but if the brand disappears after, the momentum is kind of lost. So, what actually works in 2025? The best strategy, I think, as I've said at the start of the video, is to use organic and paid hand in hand, as long as you have the budget, obviously, for paid. What I recommend to a lot of my clients or people who come on calls with me who aren't necessarily ready right now for ads is that build up your organic first, whether you want to get to a couple thousand followers, and then start with paid ads, because again, from my experience and the clients that I've worked with, I've definitely seen the better results come from clients that already have a lot of followers, or they already have that community, people that know who they are, they have that social proof, people recognize the name, as opposed to, yes, ads do work well with smaller clients or with those that don't have that many followers, but I'd say build that organic presence first and then do ads and work them hand in hand. How you can kind of think of it is like organic is the engine, paid is the fuel. So without the engine, the fuel is wasted. And without the fuel, the engine or the car will never actually leave the garage or never actually leave the driveway because it can't go anywhere. So an actionable blueprint would be to build consistent organic presence through UGC, through, you know, founder storytelling, brand storytelling, tutorials, whatever it is, obviously depending on what business you own. Step 2, use that content in ads to drive sales. 3, retarget and nurture with emails and SMS. We didn't go into too much detail with that, but emails is really, really good too. And then step 4, double down on what actually converts and what is working well for you. At the end of the day, it's always, you know, you're going to be testing, you're going to be learning. You want to then see what works well and optimize from there, basically. But now when you ask yourself, so in 2025, which is better? The answer is neither and both. That's your answer. Organic gets you trusted, and paid gets you paid. It puts money in your pockets. Now, the brands that separate them will unfortunately die, and the ones that merge them will dominate. As you've seen, as you can take a look at many of the big brands out there, and you will see for yourself. Anyway, I hope you found the video useful. I'll be back very soon with another. And yeah, let me know what you've learned in the comments or what you want to see next. Lots of love. I'll see you soon.